Matt,
Hello,
no, Matt.
I gotta do this. I
keep trying to
I have a problem. I need to sit down. I need to talk with my buddy Matt because something is bothering me, and that something is Samsung's so close to perfection.
I think I know where this is gonna go.
You do know where this is going. There's a brand new Z Flip, and I'm mad about it.
Anyone who's ever watched a video of ours in the last 3 years knows that Austin's been on the Z Flip train.
Can I tell you what's new about the Z Flip 4, and then I will rant for hours at a time about why
We're not gonna rant for hours at a time.
Here's the good news. The Z Flip 4 and the Zfold 4, if you're a big foldy boy, are now official. We have some lovely updates. I'm going to talk about Z Flip because just generally speaking, Z Flip is what I've been using for the last 2.5 years, right? If you look at the Z Flip, there are, in my opinion, 3 major problems with it. Number 1 is camera. This is using a camera from, I think, the Galaxy S10e. It's from the Z Flip 1, Z Flip 5G, Z Flip 3. They finally updated at least the main camera to be better. Maybe not a world-class amazing camera, but it's going from okay to hopefully pretty good. Step 2, battery life. Battery life is actually okay for me on Z Flip 3, but I would say this is borderline barely acceptable for most people in 2022. Certainly worse than almost any other regular phone. I mean, everything can last a day, day and a half. I can make it through a day on Z Flip 3, but it's always like I'm getting close toward the end. Now they've improved not only the size of the batteries, they're gone from 33 to 3700 milliamp hours, and it is a more efficient Snapdragon 8 Gen plus 1 whatever processor. Basically, they claim you'll get a couple extra hours of battery life out of the Z Flip 4. Both are meaningful, real updates.
And I will tell you that when it comes to foldables, I really don't care about either of those.
Well, no, you need a good camera, you need decent battery life, right? And it went from being
neither
mediocre
of those
to okay.
matter because one super duper glaring flaw of foldables. You can have the best goddamn camera in the world. You can have 12-day battery life, but guess what? This thing can't last a year.
The third issue with the Z Flip, and I had to double check my spec because I wasn't going to get it wrong, is durability. Now, with the Z Flip 4, Samsung claimed that it has a 45% tougher screen. Now, we were recording this before the official announcement, but we've been given some information. Ken actually went to the event and got hands-on with it. Now, I don't know exactly what definition they're using for that, because when you went from the Z Flip 1 and Z Flip 5G to the 3, they did improve the screen, and it does feel better on this.
But
great. No,
45% of nothing is still nothing. When companies are like, oh, it's 45% X, it's 10% X, whatever. I always take that with a grain of salt because, one, you have no idea what they're actually basing that off of.
Can I give you, as part of my therapy session, a little bit of a history of my Z Flip screen issues? Keep in mind, we're over 2.5 years into me daily driving the Z Flip. I had my first Z Flip, the very first one, which was the one that probably had the worst screen, and yet I actually never had a problem with the screen on that. Largely because a little while afterward, they updated with a 5G model, so I did switch over to that, and I ended up using that one for a little longer. I would say maybe 8 months into the life cycle of Z Flip 5G, I did start to have a crack along the where the
That's not even the whole story. The 5G came with a screen protector on it. That was their way of saying we're going to improve the durability of the screen before. They had a pre-installed screen protector.
It bubbled up. The entire crease, the screen protector bubbled up. So I peeled the screen protector off. It was fine for a while, but now fast forward to today, we're the Z Flip 3. Now this phone is just under a year old. I got it, I think, August or September of last year. And I am on screen number 2.5. I was actually starting to have some intermittent screen flickering issues with this phone. I ended up sending it into Samsung, who I will give them full credit, were terrific with service. I got straight on the phone with someone, I shipped it into them, and I think inside of a week, I had my Z Flip 3 returned to me with a brand new screen. And then 2 days ago, look at my crease right there.
Just looking at an angle, I can see the crease along here.
Which the crease is fine.
The crease is one thing.
That's okay. That's part of the design.
The bubbling.
My screen protector has started to bubble. And keep in mind that this is a replacement screen that I have been using for, I would say, a month, maybe not quite a month, but it's very, very new. Samsung just put a brand new screen on this.
I mean, this bubble's so big I could fit a 1996 Ford Focus in there.
Literally, since last night, that's about twice as big as it was.
Every time that snags on something in your pocket or whatever, it's going to get exponentially worse.
Oh, you know what? I should be realizing it's even worse than I thought. For no reason whatsoever, I'm going to pull out and get some footage of this right now.
I want to make it clear. I'm not cheating on Z Flip and Zfold. I love the idea of folding phones. I love the idea of this new technology. However, there's so many problems with it that have happened from you, who's the biggest proponent of this.
No one else on the planet Earth has used the Z Flip as much as me.
I actually think that's
I've owned every Z Flip.
somewhat real statement.
I've used them every single day, short of when this was in for service and when I was trying to fiddle with it. I did use an S22 for a little bit.
I want to catch fans up because we've been talking, like we said, we've been talking about these foldables for a couple of years now. And the first thing we said was, all right, how do these become mainstream? Samsung has made good strides for that. I want to give credit where it's credit's due. It was like, what, $1,500, $1,400, $1,500 when they first came out?
Yeah, so the Z Flip 1 and the Z Flip 5G were both $1,400, $1,500. And that's part of the reason why I think with the Z Flip 4 specifically, it looks almost the exact same. But I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing because the Z Flip 3 was a major upgrade. Hit the $1,000 price point. It added water resistance. It added a much more usable outer display. It had a more durable design, generally speaking, in addition to the
durable.
No. But on the exterior and everything.
Like I say, I don't think any of that matters because you still can't get a full year out of your phone. I think you're glossing over major facts of again, ignore your experience of this. When you send this under warranty, yeah, you pulled out another phone immediately. Imagine you're like a regular consumer, which is what we're talking about for this video. Yep. We're not talking about the power user. We're not talking about someone who can afford a $2,000 phone, blah, blah, whatever. If you can't rely on your phone to last you at least a year, remember, most people upgrade their phones every 2-3 years.
Yeah.
And that's just, there's no scenario where these things are lasting 2-3 years, which makes them impossible to recommend to someone as a daily driver. I think you often have blinders on.
Sure.
Like you have two phones in your pocket. Like, so when that one stopped working and did all your screen flickering, you're like, oh, fine, I guess I'll just have to use my iPhone right now.
No.
That's not a luxury that most people have.
Absolutely.
So while that may not have been a super pain point for you, that would have been a major pain point for someone where that's their only phone. So while I'm happy that Samsung keeps increasing, improving, everything like that, I want to give them credit where credit's due. They've come a massive amount in the short time that they've released these folding phones. However, the 4 is disappointing to me in the sense of it's a super incremental upgrade, which that's not what I'm disappointed for. That 45% durability does not instill confidence in me because that's still not 2 years.
Here's the thing,
that's
the 45%,
barely a year.
we don't know what the 45% means.
No.
So Matt, here's my big question, right? So this started happening, this is again, a 1-month-old screen. Now the screen seems like it could be okay underneath, but I really can't tell. So live on camera, it's a one-time deal. I'm never gonna be able to undo this again. I'm gonna actually try to peel off the screen protector and see if this is just the screen protector starting to bubble up or whether I actually have a real issue with my screen.
Mark my words, after this, you're gonna peel this off, and then a month later, you're gonna have a TikTok saying, I pressed a little too hard on my tweet button, now I have a nail print in my screen.
Can you film this live? I just wanna make sure that everyone can see. Can you just get that? Okay, I'm gonna peel it off live, okay? So I'm gonna do it in one shot. Either I'm about to ruin my Z Flip 3, or I'm about to peel off the screen protector and it's fine underneath. And I am actually immediately having problems even getting it started. So far I've actually not damaged the screen, it looks like. All right, we are officially removing screen protector. I'm just gonna say so far, so good. As I come up to the crease is gonna decide whether or not I have ruined the screen or not. Ready? Here we come. Here it comes. Here it comes. And the screen protector. Wait, let me take a closer look. I think it's just the screen protector. It's gonna be kind of hard to see that, maybe on the macro mode, but you can see the screen protector has actually just warped. No, I fixed it, Matt. It's safe now.
But this is what it was protecting the folding screen. I think you're gonna start leaving marks on that thing. That's why I don't like the argument of I fixed it by taking off the screen protector. It's on there for a reason.
To Samsung's slight credit, I do believe they will actually reapply a screen protector at least once for you if you go into a store. I think the correct move for longevity would be to immediately, or actually, I shouldn't have done that myself. I should have actually gone to a store and had them remove and replace the screen protector. That being said, the way that was bubbling up, I was legitimately fairly sure that it was the screen, not just the screen protector. What have we learned today? Austin's Z Flip journey continues.
That someone has done it better.
What? Oh, good Lord, you're not.
When you talk about the functionality of a folding phone, I've been a proponent of the Microsoft Surface Duo. This is definitely not without its flaws. This is the Surface Duo 2, which did fix a lot of those. Still way too expensive. This is one of my favorite devices. No person should ever buy this. This solves all these problems of the folding phone at the moment, where battery life is on this is pretty great.
Yep.
Because there's 2 batteries. We don't have to worry about creases. We don't have to worry about any of that on the inside here. I think this is what the Fold should be, and not a crease down the middle, because a lot of the benefits of the crease, like, you like this here, it's not one screen, but most people who are using this thing aren't probably watching media with full screen. The multitasking is what's actually the benefit of these folding devices. So if you can't get a screen that like is not going to be destroyed by itself within a year, if the technology's there, this is a better design.
Yes,
I'm
and
not going to argue with that.
That's my big thing.
I just don't think that is ready, and I think they pushed it out too fast, too soon, and then the product is dead on arrival because they pushed it out too fast. And I think that that's what Samsung is dangerously close to doing. I think they're dangerously close to ruining all foldables in the future, because everyone's going to get the stigma of those things last only for about 5 minutes.
The only way to find out is for me to keep using the Zflip. So subscribe for Austin's video in a year where I've found the Zflip 4 fatal flaw, or I do an update saying, hey, everything's great and everything's fine. The water's warm, jump right in. But make sure that you do subscribe and ring-a-ling the ding-a-ling bell, because otherwise Matt is going to throw me out the window if we have to do another foldable video and he does not get to talk about the Duo.
I look forward to your TikTok in a month saying you scratched your screen.